withdrawal. So the reason I'm not a big fan of caffeine is it constricts blood flow to the brain. Anything that constricts blood flow prematurely ages the organ. So again, I'm really not a fan of marijuana. I'm also cautious with caffeine. And then, for kids, it's all the energy drinks. They mix caffeine and sugar. It's like two bad things for your brain. And then we're going to get all these sports teams or, famous people to say, oh, I drink Red Bull. And kids think it's cool when that's not something children should be consuming.
What is it actually doing to the brain? What's happening in the brain when someone drinks caffeine?
It constricts blood flow, but it also suppresses a chemical called adenosine. And adenosine is the chemical that throughout the day slowly builds up and it tells you to go to sleep. Well, caffeine blocks adenosine so you don't feel tired. The problem is adenosine is still going up, but it blocks the effect of it and you end up with a rebound the next day. And that's why people start their days with caffeine, because what they're really doing is medicating sleep deprivation. And I would just argue if you get rid of caffeine, your sleep's going to be better, your energy is going to be better. It's a short-term fix that continues to cause a long-term problem. Well, one of my favorite stories is an Air Force pilot who came to see me, and his brain looked way older than he did. And he wasn't using marijuana, but he was addicted to caffeine. He'd have anywhere from 6 to 12 cups a day. And he's like, but I can't live without it. And I'm like, no, that's a lie. You can live without it. I said, and if you want to just stop, well, you probably feel bad for 5 or 6 days. The other option is just go down by 10% a day. And he chose that, didn't have any withdrawal symptoms. A month later, he was stunned with the amount of energy he had, with how much better his sleep was. And it's the little lies we tell ourselves, I often say, that keep us fat, depressed, and feeble-minded. I need this. And the fact is, the brain is lazy. The brain does what you allow it to do. And good habits take just as much energy as bad habits. Now, you have to sort of reshape your brain. That takes a bit of energy, but there's no way